Hello, everybody, and welcome back to What's the Logic in That? We're a weekly podcast that talks about randomly selected topics from a spin wheel. Some of these topics have been suggested by our community, be that in the comment section of the YouTube VOD or on our social media, so that's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We also post on other streaming platforms, so that's SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Mr. Dean, how are you today?
I'm feeling okay today. I started off today winning 30 quid off the lotto. Not the I felt like it was good. It's better than the usual pound, but that was all right, man. It's been an okay week. Been doing some DIY. It's all good. How are you?
Oh yeah, of course you've been doing some DIY. I thought you meant at home then, but I realised what you mean now. Yes, taking desks apart.
Yes.
I'm upset, to say the least, Dean. With you, actually. I'm representing.
I apologize. Yes, for those who listen, I have forgotten my WTLIT clothing, my uniform.
His uniform.
Everything that we stand for. Yeah.
You should be reprimanded. Other than that, I've had an okay week. It's been rather busy. Very drained, mentally and emotionally. But I'm ready to go. Ready for a fun little evening of talking about weird stuff.
Yeah, let's see where we go to.
Let's see where we go to today. Do you want to pull up the old spinny wheel? We'll see what the first topic is. Something light and fluffy to start off with.
Light and fluffy, yeah.
Light and fluffy.
It should be at least one.
I can see the spin wheel 3 times now.
Amazing.
Do you have a second stomach for dessert? Yes, scientifically proven.
Yes.
So, to go into this a bit, this is actually a thing. It's like actually scientifically backed. That, yeah, seriously.
Okay, go on.
And basically, it's to do with when you eat a substantial amount of one thing, then your body tells you that you can't eat any more of it, because the more you eat of one thing, the less you want more of it. It's like a psychological reaction to it. But you're not technically full when you eat. So a lot of the time, when somebody says, "Oh, do you want dessert?" and you've just eaten a full plate of pasta or something, then the reason you can then go and eat the dessert is because you still have room available in your stomach. And your body goes, oh yeah, I need this because sugar, or this because of the contents of the nutrients within it. I had a quick read into it. Whether any of that is true or not, I don't know. This is the first result on Google, but I did have a look into it, and apparently it is a thing. But I assume the question means, do we have a second stomach for dessert?
Yeah. I feel like I do, maybe more. I might be like a cow. Cows have 4 stomachs, don't they?
I don't know, but tripe is okay, so maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds like a fact what you just said, except for Pringles and certain other things. I think maybe the salt content would get me. If they were plain, I could probably, if the flavors kept changing. But Pringles, maybe Snacker Jacks. Is Snacker Jack still around?
I don't know. I don't even know what Snacker Jack is.
Oh wow! They're like a rice cracker.
Oh yes, I do know what Snacker Jack is.
A bit like popcorn in texture, but yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure
they're round discs.
Yeah, we've definitely talked about them before. Yeah. Sorry, I do know what they are. Like I said, very mentally drained. I know what a Snacker Jack is. I promise.
Favorite flavor, sour cream. Yeah, and then.
For me, I'm not really a dessert person to begin with. I don't normally have anything dessert. I will eat fruit and things like that on its own at a later point in the evening. But I wouldn't go out of my way and go, yeah, you know what? I've just eaten a load of crap. It's time for a chocolate cake. Like, it just doesn't happen to me. And to be fair, like sweet things in general, like I will have a donut from time to time, but it's not something that I would have on a regular basis. Like I don't go out of my way to have something sweet.
Hmm. See, as you mentioned chocolate cake, it depends on the type of chocolate cake for me. Like, if it's not like crazy icing, it's just chocolate on top with fudge in the middle, I can't pass that up regardless of how I'm feeling. It needs to hit my face at some quantity. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, no, I think the thing is, if it's there, then I will have it.
Uh-huh.
But it's not something that when I go to the shop, I don't think, oh yeah, you know what, I need a chocolate cake. Or, you know what I'm going to make? I'm going to make a chocolate cake. It's not something that I do. And like when I bake stuff, because I do baking fairly frequently, I'll make a cake or something. But I won't have it as like, oh, I'm making this so I can have it for dessert. I'll do, oh, I'm feeling hungry, I want a cake, so I'm going to make a cake.
For me, I always, whenever I'm feeling hungry, but I don't want that, I'm going to the second stomach mode. I'm looking for a sweet thing most times. But I'm one of those people who, I'll eat fruit and whatever, but then it's like, that's not dessert. Fruit's fruit. No, fruit salad's not dessert either. I refuse to acknowledge that. A dessert is cake, dairy, or some sort of pastry thing. There needs to be some sort of process going on.
I don't know about you, I like cheese boards and stuff like that quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like a nice antipasti. Well, I mean, you normally have that as like a starter, but like a traditional British cheese board, like you get your nice thing of cheddar, and you get some crackers and some butter, and maybe a bit of some sort of jam type thing.
Yeah,
To me, that's perfect. But I wouldn't, again, like it's not something that I go to a restaurant to, go, oh yeah, I'm gonna have that. It's something that I would make maybe later on in the evening. I guess you could technically call that dessert, but it's not like I wouldn't immediately do it after eating a meal. I'm weird.
For you, are desserts only sweet? Because normally people, when you refer to dessert, it's some sort of sugary item that you have. But do you treat it more like a, how people have supper and then they have like the last bit? Is that how you treat your dessert?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, if somebody says dessert to me, then I do generally think, oh, it's going to be something sweet. But yeah, I guess I would say dinner and then, second dinner.
Second dinner. Dinner. Second dinner.
Second dinner.
Oh, God.
Can I get just wild tangent here, right? Something that I've noticed that I do now I live in London. I used when I grew up, it was breakfast, dinner, tea. But down here, it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that just confuses the shit out of me all the time. So I was just, what do you say?
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Yeah. What the words confuse you, or like the timings?
The timing is like, oh, what do you want for dinner? I was like, oh, and then it'll get to lunchtime, and I'll be like, oh, you meant afternoon, evening meal.
Oh, I see what you mean. Because especially like right now, as it's like darker, outside daylight time. It gets dark around 4 or 5, and your body's tricked into thinking it's dinner. You're like, yeah, let's get dinner. It's like, wait. Sometimes you normally have dinner at like 7. So
yeah.
When it's 4 or 5, you're like, it's not really dinner. And then I guess that's where you have the second dinner, which is the
second dinner,
the real meal at 7 o'clock or something.
The real meal, yeah, exactly. But yeah, like it just confuses the hell out of me still, especially when I'm tired or something. I don't know. It just feels wrong saying like dinner is evening meal.
Well, I told you the other day, didn't I? I stayed up late. I had dinner at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. I was just messed up for that day. I was like, I ate dinner at 3 a.m. Weren't early breakfast.
Yeah. That's a good point as well. It's like if you stay up long enough, you're not having breakfast before you go to bed, regardless of like. Well, I mean, maybe you would if you woke up in the morning and then went back to bed after having breakfast. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I pulled an all nighter right now, yeah, and then I ate in the morning, I still don't think I'd call that breakfast because it's not technically breakfast because it'd be my last meal of the previous day,
I
but just late.
5 a.m. onwards, I say it's breakfast. For me, there's sort of a cut-off point where I guess when you go into daytime and nighttime, if someone goes, "Oh, it's morning," I'll be like, "Oh, it's still nighttime," sort of thing. So when it hits around 3, I guess that's when I'm like, it's nighttime still. Then it's 4 o'clock, 5, it's morning. So
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean, but what about? I guess the big thing here is like what constitutes as a breakfast food and what constitutes as a meal, right? Or like
oh
an
yeah,
evening meal. Because if I eat like breakfast stuff for dinner, then that just feels wrong. But if I ate evening, well, then again, it's not like I wake up in the morning and go, "Yes, I'm
I
having a pie."
I actually have my meals in any order. I don't actually care. So I will have chocolate cake for breakfast, or I will have a dinner for breakfast. Like not even leftovers. I could just have dinner for breakfast, and then at night I'll eat cereal. It depends on what I'm doing actually. Like if I'm watching a show or something, or if something's got subtitles, or if I'm playing the game, it varies on what I'll change it up to. You know.
I don't think I could do that. Like I can do breakfast for dinner if you're meaning like full English, right?
Yes, that's a big meal anyway, so like, it would fit. But yeah.
like I could do that, but
Mm.
I don't think I'd go. Yes, I really fancy. Well, actually, I have done this a few times, but I eat cereal dry because I don't like milk. So
Oh
every now
yeah.
and then I'll like snack on, like I think they're called mini wheats, where they've got like a fruity center to them, and there's like a
Oh, is it yogurty inside or is it just a fruit center?
it's just like a raspberry
Oh,
type thing.
I think I've had something like this from Sainsbury's, but I think mine's got blueberries on the inside.
Right? Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
I know what
that,
you're talking
and
about.
then it's just like snack on them sometimes.
Yeah, so like a shredded wheat but with fruit inside.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
exactly. But so I wouldn't call that breakfast. And to be honest with you, like breakfast to me is toast. Toast, 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 toast. We spent so much time over the last couple of days talking about toast.
Yeah, we really did. Oh
Looking
man.
at fancy toasters, looking at old antique toasters.
Yes.
It's quite sad, really. Very interesting. But anyway, yeah, breakfast for me is toast. And anything outside of toast is more akin to early lunch or like brunch.
Brunch.
Yeah. Than breakfast. Like if I have a full English for breakfast, then to me that's more of a brunch.
I feel like if we want to go into it super technical, we need to use the Hobbit terms.
We do need to use.
I think that would make it very accurate. Then we get a list of foods and we throw them in. So it's like, full English, 11 C's. It has to fit.
Yes.
I guess it would fit there. It is a brunch sort of thing, because I can eat it. I guess there's foods you'd eat typically between certain times, but like I said, for myself, I'll eat in the wrong order.
You know, now we talked about breakfast stuff. I'm really craving my mum's, English breakfast now. And she always used to do it. Like when we were growing up, she'd make she'd do like a sharing thing of like sausages, bacon, fried eggs, scrambled eggs, tomatoes, hash browns, fried bread. Oh man, so good, so good. But we'd always have it for dinner. We wouldn't have it for breakfast. Oh, fuck, I said dinner. I meant tea, which is evening meal.
I
So
do
dinner,
want.
yeah, that's right.
I could do it for full English, especially I think we talked about it before. That ostrich egg one
Yes,
in London,
yes,
and you share it with like 4 people. I'm sure we can duo that.
I'm sure we could.
good
After the
protein
things that we've
breakfast.
done together, I'm sure we could definitely do it.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to desserts. Do you think if you had the dessert first, it would cancel out the sort of dessert stomach thing? You wouldn't be able to eat anything.
I think the opposite would apply. I think it would be the exact same. You know, if you eat too much, the point is you're eating too much of the same type of food, and then that's what's telling you. That's what your body is telling you not to eat any more of that, right? So if you eat a load of sweet stuff and then move on to something savory, then I guess the opposite applies. Like it's still the same. You know, you could eat more of the savory thing.
Do you find it weird to follow up sweet stuff with savory stuff? Like, if you just had a slice of cake, then you suddenly ate like a curry.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Would
mean,
it be like the taste?
generally, I would go. You know, if I was ever to have a dessert, which doesn't happen that often, or something sweet, then I would definitely eat that afterwards. But I feel like that's more so down to not preference, but just the way I've been raised. You know, the way every time I've had something sweet, it's always been after. You know, it's a habit rather than a something that I've tried. I don't, think, oh yes, today I'm going to be trying this cake beforehand.
Okay, so when I have a child, it's going to be my own experiment. We're going to have dessert. We're going to have dessert for breakfast.
This poor kid.
We're going to have breakfast for dinner. I'm going to lunch. We're going to mix it up.
You got to pull them out of school halfway through the day. No, you're not eating that crap. You got to come home for cereal.
Yeah, exactly. Give them all the milk options. I'm not going to be like that bad. Here's some cow's milk. Here's some almond milk. Here's soya. Here's water. We're not. If you want to save.
Here's some water milk. Stone milk.
Water milk is. Have you ever had skimmed milk?
Yeah, but like, not for a long time. Because I don't drink milk. You ever had milk with ice in it?
That's no, but I don't know what it sounds bad. No, I was thinking not even as the milkshake. Just if someone gave me a glass of milk and then
with
put ice in it, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, it sounds so wrong, doesn't it? Because normally milk is in the fridge anyway.
Yeah.
So like,
going to desserts. If you had to have a slice of cake that has all the layers and everything, like with some cakes, sometimes I like them hot still, like when they're fresh. Like if it's like a banana cake, for example.
Right, yeah.
I'll eat that hot.
Okay.
I won't let it rest and then eat it like most people would.
Yeah, I agree. I think cake is better hot. Like, what would your favourite cake be? If somebody said, "Oh, I want a cake right now. I'm going to give you a cake, and it can be anything that you want."
There's one cake that comes to mind. I don't know which supermarket does it. It's a chocolate cake, but the middle layer that brings it all together is just fudge.
Sorry,
the chocolate isn't too.
I thought you were going to say, yes, it's one from the supermarkets. Yeah, it's this chocolate cake. It's shaped like a log, but it looks like a caterpillar.
I know exactly what you're talking about with the smarty eyes and shit, and you can make your own dog ones at home and no, honestly, supermarket cake is really good actually. Even the flat tray ones, like the quick snack things. I feel like a lot of cakes are overrated. I mean, like people really hate on it for me saying it, but red velvet is just chocolate cake. It's just for food colouring. I mean, red velvet is like, you put it side by side with another chocolate cake, it's the fucking same thing. Eric, I can't.
Sorry, I've got the virus. No, I don't really. So, yeah, for me, I think, like, I prefer, like, a fudgy chocolate cake, which is weird, because I don't normally like chocolate or sweet things. But, yeah, I really do like a really fudgy chocolate cake.
Yeah. Or, do you remember we were talking... Actually, no, I changed my mind. Sorry. I want Heinz to bring back the old recipe for the treacle can...
Bean cake.
Yeah. The bean cake. Oh my god.
Coming to a store near you. I wonder what would happen. Sorry, I was interrupting here, but I wonder what would happen if you tried to make a cake with a tin of beans. Like, how would you incorporate it? Like, you replace the...
It depends what bean you're going to use, right?
I don't know whose bean I'm using, mate.
I don't think it'd go well with... I think it would have to be... the ones in baked beans. Give me the H, I forgot the name.
Yeah. Why, I was about to say Homer, but that's not it.
It's H-A something. Is it
Haribo beans.
I fucking forgot.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
know
I
you
think
mean.
I think those would be maybe the only ones that could be alright sweet because they you can mash them up and
Yeah. And I mean, you could totally have like a tomato cake, right? So maybe the sauce would go with it. Maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe I should make a cake with beans in it as a test. Or maybe I should keep that idea at the back of my mind and never do anything
no,
with it.
you should do it and then like I don't know what's that meal? Is it? I hope this isn't wrong. Is it an Italian meal or some? I think it's a European meal where they have like they put something in the middle, and whoever gets that, it's like either a plate or a coin in the food.
So what you're saying is, in the middle of this bean cake, there's going to be a prize.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
a big
eat enough
bean.
of it, then
One
you'll
one
get
bean that's not mashed
one
or something.
big bean in the middle.
It's gonna become a tradition every Christmas.
It's
Tom's bean cake,
bean
and
cake.
whoever and you know like with a chicken the wishbone.
Oh yeah, you got to snap the bean in the middle.
Yeah,
Whoever gets the middle first has to snap the bean, and it's like a Kinder Egg. Right? There's a toy inside.
oh god, it's a bean shaped thing
It's a,
with bean toys inside.
with bean themed toys.
And then every Christmas, Rowan Atkinson is gonna come on to promote the cake.
He's the replacement. He's the Bean Lord, right? So he's like the replacement for Father Christmas. Like this is the future. We're going to the future now. Instead of like Santa coming to give you presents, it's going to be the Bean Man.
And instead of reindeers, he's got his bear.
Yeah, exactly. He's got Teddy, right? He's
Yeah.
going to fly on Teddy on his Mini Cooper or whatever, just like going to deliver presents to kids, bean themed presents, and they have
Then
to
you
they
got-
summon him with a bean cake.
Yeah, and then you got the evil Johnny English.
Ah, yes, he's trying to prevent the bean man from arriving and giving the children presents. Wow. So yeah, bean cakes. I'll report back.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a bad idea because you do get some sweet sauces. Like when you have like, I think it's like the cheap. We talked about it before. The cheaper beans have sweeter sauces rather than a tomato sauce. It does taste sweet. So maybe it would work. I don't know.
I'm thinking of a recipe here, right? Because yeah, like you say, there's got to be some sort of sugar or like high fructose corn syrup in there. So you'd have to take out some of the sugar. You'd use some of the tomato flavor to flavor it, and then I guess you'd use less flour because you'd be replacing some of it with the carbs from the beans, right? Or the fiber from the beans. So this could potentially work, but you need to like adjust the recipe. And I guess you wouldn't use an egg as a binder. And you'd have to use baking powder. Bean cake.
It sounds interesting. There might actually be an obscure recipe out there, like a savory cake or something. Well, I guess we'll find it one day. But
We'll find it one day, yeah. I do really want to search the internet for bean cake now.
yeah, I'm thinking of it would be nice. I'm just thinking of what it looked like. I've got lots of images in my head.
Beans. Do you remember a few months back I was sending you a picture of like beans filled in stuff? Or maybe it wasn't you that I sent it to. I sent it to somebody. Beans in places where they shouldn't be.
Individual beans or just beans in
Like
general?
baked beans. Like somebody
What
had a
is
high heel
one
with beans in
individual
it.
bean from baked beans that's randomly sitting?
It's like a full tin of beans, right?
Okay.
There's beans in a Game Boy.
Oh, I saw some of this. Yeah.
I feel like I did send it to you.
Oh, is this not a Reddit?
Yeah, I think it's beans in the wrong place or something. It is a subreddit. It's definitely a subreddit.
You know what I want to do? I'm going to put baked beans in a spaghetti hoops can.
That's illegal. The bean
Illegal.
the bean lord is gonna come and get you for that.
Yeah.
That's one of the unforgivable sins.
Yeah, I'm going to do it anyway.
You know what one of the other unforgivable sins is? It's putting a half-used tin of beans in the microwave, Lana. That's what it is. Why'd you do that? Stupid. Just fucking put a lid on it and put it in the fridge. Sorry, go on.
What? Okay. I mean, I know some people use microwaves to store stuff, but if the fridge has got space, then yeah.
Mate,
use
the fridge has got space. That's not the point. The point is, yeah, the tin's made out of metal. It's a tin. Literally says tin, aluminium, right? Why do you put it in the microwave? It gets me every time. That's why I open the microwave to put something else in, and there's a fucking tin of beans in there. Why? It's ridiculous. I think that the worst part is when I put them back in when I'm finished.
So that she can learn from her mistake. You're not correcting it. You're just moving out of the way, putting it back. Saying, look what you've done.
Look at this. Look at this. Come here. Look at that. Why is that in there?
It's taking me 20 extra seconds
It's
to
taking
take
me
it out and
20
put it back in.
seconds to find somewhere to put your bloody beans whilst I put my beans in there.
Now I'm more frustrated. My food's lost some heat. I might have to put it back in for another 10 seconds. Then there's another 20 seconds lost.
To take your beans out because I put them back in to teach you a lesson. What am I gonna do?
Hashtag bean peeves.
Bean peas, yes.
Going back to desserts, yeah, I do believe we will have a second stomach. I just don't know if it will work in the reverse order. With how I can eat stuff, like if I have a random bits.
I feel like we need to test this. What we need to do is we need to eat a full cake and then have that Taco Bell sharing thing and see if we can finish it.
Oh no, get the Taco Bell sharing thing, but have the churros first.
Eat the churros first, yes.
And then eat it and see if the caramel sauce messes us up, or if it's like, I'm sure if they're just normal it'll be fine, but if the sauce, maybe too much of the sweetness will make you feel full.
Maybe. Okay, yeah, I think we should probably move on. I feel like we almost spent 30 minutes talking about beans.
Well, I feel like we called it. I knew we knew it was going to be weird because of how we're feeling. But yeah, let's move on to the next one if we can.
Okay, what's it going to be? I'm going to look over to my left to see what's on the screen.
Yeah.
It's like a hypnosis thing.
It does, doesn't it?
Especially when I've got three of them and they're all moving at different speeds. Which season is your favourite? Well, I like the second season of Mr. Robot, the favourite. Well, that was my favourite. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was the third season. Second season was actually pretty crap.
I can't think of what season was my favourite out of series and whatnot. There's too many. But in terms of the weather, which I think this is for,
go on.
I'm not even sure because I like summer's nice, but it's too hot in England. And before anyone says anything, yeah, I know we've got low temperatures, but we don't have enough air circulation in London.
We don't have the thing is we're places that have hot climates. They have air conditioning. We don't have air conditioning, so it's unbearable when it's really hot.
Yeah, or there's a nice breeze. But in London, I could have everything on, but there's no fucking breeze. The air's just stopped. It's ridiculous. And not enough clouds. Sometimes it's 18 and the sun's hitting me direct, and it feels like direct sunlight. It doesn't feel like going through all these layers of pollution and shit. It just feels like I'm burning. Whereas I've been in Asia and then I've not felt the heat like that. Even without like air conditioning on, in Asia, there's air circulating. There's always a breeze. Whereas in London, it's just like it's horrible sometimes. Spring might have it. I think autumn. I like autumn. Yeah, I'm an autumn kid, but I fucking hate leaves. Because in London, there's an issue for me with the trees. They've planted these. Some of them are really weird trees they've planted. Some of them have this weird sap, which makes everything fucking slippery, and it's such a nuisance. Or when they're when trees molt. What the fuck do trees do? That's a real question. I said molt as if it's a fucking animal. I mean, it's a living being.
Let's just keep it as molt, yeah? When trees molt.
Trees molt. They shed their bark.
When trees shed their bark and leaves.
Oh my god.
And it gets all sticky.
I've never felt so stupid before. But I'm sure there's a real word for it. But yeah, Yeah, when the leaves drop, as you get all the particles and the wind blows. Have you ever had that where like you get the wind blowing and then the little bits of leaf hit your eye?
Yes, I have had that. I have
That's
had that
fucking
indeed.
annoying.
Yeah, it was really annoying.
And then winter, when you get icy pavement, snow's nice if you can have it. Icy pavement is not the one. So I guess spring wins for me.
Yeah, I think I actually agree with you. I'll go through them as well. Summer is okay. It's usually too hot. I don't really like the heat. As you can see, my skin is very pale. Does not react well with the sun. Um, Autumn, I think autumn's beautiful, and I was going to say autumn. I think living here, autumn for me is the best, because you've still got the trail end of summer, so it's relatively warm. It's not too cold, and then the colors. I just love the colors of autumn. Um, but I do agree with the slippiness and stuff, and the weather is usually starts to turn bad towards where it gets from sort of the winter side coming in. But when I lived up north, I don't know. It probably the thing I know just shit it all. Shit. No, just shut all over summer. But I think it's probably going to have to be summer. It's cooler up north to begin with, so it's not that bad.
But
And,
up north, wouldn't you see like the landscapes every time changing, or you just got used to it, so you didn't really take in what it looks like?
oh yeah. They change throughout the year. They look the best in summer, and
Okay.
summer trailing into autumn, like August September time. I feel like they look the best. Um, for me, I think summer up north is probably better because it's not really hot like it is down here. There is usually a breeze because we lived in a valley, and the wind would blow through, so it was okay. And everywhere was dry, which you can't really say for the rest of the year because it's usually bloody pissing it down. And where I came from, lots of mud everywhere, lots of fields. You know, you could trip everywhere. And also, big thing because we were surrounded by farming and stuff. In the springtime, it was like hay fever madness, right? Everybody had hay fever. There was just so much pollen in the air because of where we were. So like summer, everything had sort of died down by that point. Your body had sort of adjusted to it, so you weren't that bad. So you sort of got through it okay. So yeah, like I think summer probably. And then winter. I mean, winter was cool when you were a kid. Getting out of school,
Yeah.
school's closed, can't go to school because it snowed too much. That was great. Did you ever have that? Do you ever have snow days and stuff?
Yeah, it'd be like, we'd all be counting like, oh, we've got to walk into school, and should we just wait a bit? Because sometimes if you'd go into the school and they haven't closed it off yet, all the smarter students would have got late to school and it's like pointless. But the other kids have to be held for a moment for the teacher to decide when to release us.
Yes.
Which is some dumb fucking notion. It's like, are the generators gonna come back up or not? Is the backup working? If it's not, let me go back out. Why are you holding me here and not letting me do what I want?
Yeah, just for it to get worse outside as well.
Yeah, or start teaching me.
Yeah, don't
Do
just stand
something.
there. Yeah.
Don't make me just fucking sit in what do you call it? Reception class?
Oh,
your
like
initial-
your homeroom type thing.
Homeroom, yeah. Don't let me sit in homeroom for no fucking reason for like a fucking hour, and then I leave with my mates afterwards.
Yeah. My best example of that one. Our school was on a hill, like this, like really. I can't really see it, like a really steep incline. And we used to wait up in the morning until like they announced on the radio whether school was closed or not.
The radio.
Yeah, I told you everything in the north is like 20 years behind everywhere else.
Oh, I saw an episode of Simpsons like that. Damn.
Yeah. So we wait for the council or whoever it was to announce whether the school was closed. And this one time, they didn't close it, right? And my dad was like, "Cool, I'm going to drive you both in. Get in the car, let's go." And the whole way there, he's like, "Didn't think I should have come out." Don't think I should have come out. Like, there's nobody else on the road, and there's like 2 inches of snow, right? And we've sort of slowly edged our way there, and because of the steep incline at the end, and I mean like super steep, and I'll show you afterwards, Steve, just to sort of show you what I mean. We get about halfway, and he slides to the bottom of the hill. And just carries on and starts coming back without saying anything. He's like, just noped it out of there. It's like, yep, not happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Winter as a kid is always nice, but yeah, as an adult, it's just fucking annoying. It's like, oh, now I've got to put the heating on. I guess it's stereotypical, or maybe it's just a common thing, but if you live with women, the heating might have to come on, because...
Mate, I've been in here roasting my tits off all day. I walk out there, who's bloody turned the heating on? All the rooms, right? She's in the bedroom, right? Why has the bloody kitchen got the heating on?
Yeah, and I don't know what's wrong with wearing more clothes.
Put a bloody jumper on. Wear your coat for all I care.
This is what I mean. It's like, what is the issue with it? It's like, if you're at home, it's not about style, or sometimes you get a woman where she'll say she's cold or something. It's like, well, your legs aren't covered up. You're wearing a jumper. Like, what do you expect? You know, you're freezing. I can tell. No, my upper half's here. Only my legs are cold. It's like, yeah, isn't it? So what the fuck, man? I guess I don't know what that's about, man. If I'm cold, I'm gonna put more clothes on.
Yes, it's only in certain situations where I put the heating on.
Yeah, if it's fucking whatever degrees outside and it makes no fucking difference, I put the heating on with clothes. And then I'm not gonna turn it max and fucking waste electricity.
Yes. How dare she wasting my money whilst I'm sitting here doing a podcast?
Oh,
how dare she? But yes, what was the question? Seasons.
Which season?
Summer in the north and autumn in the London area.
Really? For me, it's spring, and then when I'm in Taiwan, it's winter. Because there, when it's cold, it's 14 degrees. It's t-shirt weather for me. Everyone else is wearing jackets. I look like a loony. Everyone's fucking freezing, wearing proper nice jackets and everything. And somehow I can still be sweating and like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Because of the humidity, but they're freezing their asses off.
That reminds me, actually. My aunt and uncle, they live in Australia, right? And their seasons are flipped, right? So when it's summer for us, it's winter for them. So in the middle of summer, or in the middle of their winter, it's like you say, it's not like it is here where it's like minus 12 or whatever. It's like 14, 15, even I think it was like 26 degrees. My aunt was like, "Oh yeah, put an extra duvet on. It's too cold."
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What? Why? Why would you do that? 26 degrees? No. That's
yeah.
I'm lay naked, sweating profusely all night by myself.
Yeah, I don't know who's got it better or who acclimatizes better. I mean, us where it's colder, so we can get used to a warmer weather because we just take shit off. Or people in hotter countries and they just can't get used to our cold. Like, I remember, I think I was talking to my missus when she came over. I was like, "Are you sure you don't need it? You're gonna be cold." She goes, "No, you're fine." I said, "I've lived here for how long?" It says 3 degrees. That's cool for me. For you, you've never experienced that. You've never experienced 3 degrees. Are you sure? And she was freezing, man. I think I brought a jacket with me. I bought her a jacket and I brought it to the airport with me. I was like, fuck, man, I knew this was gonna happen. Bought her gloves and everything else. Like, shit. She's just shivering, and it's just 3 degrees. It goes -1, and then I start getting cold. I know, it's game over for her. I gotta take her inside.
That must be such a weird thing because, like, we've experienced heat before, right? That must be just a weird feeling, never having experienced that kind of cold, and then having to come into it like that, and everybody else around you just being like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Will's like chill, like, it's getting nippy in it. It's like, fucking me, it's freezing, sort of reaction.
Yeah, man. Oh, I wish I could experience that for the first time again.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to have the flip side experience.
Yeah.
Where you're used to the heat all the time, which I'd love to get used to the fucking heat. Because I feel like I still have the same mindset of putting clothes on when it's cold. I won't be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, well, I think we should probably try and do a third topic.
Yeah, let's try. Only 2 topics? What is this? Let's see what we've got.
Guys, it's going to be easy to edit. Today, we discussed 3 topics from the spin wheel.
What's your favourite bean dish? And what season? The beans taste different in every season.
No, you never know. Do you find it rude if people yawn whilst you talk? Yes. Okay, next topic.
Do you really?
No, I don't know. I think it depends on the context, right? If somebody's sat there yawning because they're tired, then cool, right? Fine. I don't care. As long as you're engaged with the conversation, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you do it and you're clearly not paying attention, then no, that's not okay.
Yeah, I'm siding with you there. I feel it's worse when someone's making eye contact and I realise they're drifted.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I do that a lot when I speak to you.
Sorry for the cough on audio. It's my bad.
It's all good. I think your camera sort of dealt with it. My laugh went straight into mine. I could see the peak is like bigger than everything else on there. So that's great. I have to making things difficult for myself later.
Maybe we could change every cough to like an animal noise.
Oh, you imagine? Quack quack, quack quack.
It changes by itself.
Mate, you
random noises.
If you the government information, yes. If you have a new or continuous quack.
Oh, good.
Or any other animal type noise.
Yeah.
So something about rude people being yawning. What? Beans. Something.
Beans. Rude beans.
Rude
How dare
beans.
they?
How dare they be?
No.
Them beans, how dare they?
You know what's a rude bean? The one that Jack had.
Yeah, mate, that bean was ridiculous. You see what it did? Mate, that thing grew bigger than any other bloody plant on the planet. And nobody asked it to.
Yeah, and I always felt like if it was me, I would have cultivated everything up there in a different way. I'm not going to chop down the beanstalk. I'm going to find a way to kill the giants.
Mate, I wouldn't even care about the giants, yeah? What you do is you take that lovely bean, yeah, and then you because it's a stem, right? So surely it's like made out of something that's edible, and then you just sell it.
Yeah.
And then you've got unlimited bean, and that's not a problem. Unlimited bean is not a bad thing.
And you know what? I got another solution. Introduce a new type of. Is it a goose or was it? What is it that was laying golden eggs?
Yeah, goose.
Yeah, introduce some male geese.
Wow. What? And they'll produce eggs with beans in?
Yeah, sort of like when people breed different types of dogs nowadays, regardless of how big they fucking are.
that always when you see like a great what's it called? Like an
a Rottweiler Chihuahua.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I was thinking of like a Saint Bernard Chihuahua. Like,
yeah, like,
can you imagine that thing?
I'm hoping the Chihuahua got some, not the other way around. That poor fucking animal. Yeah, like, I've heard about those. Sometimes when you hear about like pit bulls and mastiffs, and if the female, the bitch, isn't a mastiff, if it's the other one, the heads are too fucking big.
Yeah,
it causes problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would because it's eggs. I don't think it's inhumane.
Okay, right. So what we're doing is we're going to inject this egg, or eventually they will breed to just.
Yeah, and then
breed.
we'll get because that goose up there is giant size.
Okay, I see what you mean. So it'd be
So
a
I'm
giant
trying to
size-
make smaller ones,
so the
and
thing is-
eventually we'll be able to have golden eggs that are achievable for us to carry down.
Okay, I see. And then when we crack them open, they have more beans in, yeah?
I thought we were just gonna cultivate, make a golden
it's like
goose farm.
Heinz tomato sauce around the membrane.
Mm.
That's what it is, yeah? That's how the geese grow inside. And it's, yeah, cool. Glad we're on the same level.
Bean fat. It's not goose fat potatoes. Oh my god. Oh shit.
Hey, well, beans are fatty, so, you could quite easily harvest bean fat from a goose egg that is made out of beans.
Do you know what is actually rude? Not yawning, which I feel coming on, or people not making eye contact, is when people not being helpful. Like this week I was with Tom. Tom asked for my help, and all I was doing was making jokes, left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Random humour, really bad Christmas cracker jokes, all sorts were coming out from any sort of word I saw. But it had a positive effect on Tom. It helped him get into the zone.
Yeah, it really did.
He got so used to the madness, he found a central place. He was like a hero in one of those movies. They get subdued to all this madness, but they manage to pull through and they become a new being. That was Tom.
I tuned out that hard that I didn't have to listen to anything else and was just so focused on getting it done, so I didn't have to listen to it any longer.
Yeah.
That we got there and it was good. I can't even remember what the thing was that I was doing. I remember every bloody stupid joke that was made, but I can't remember what it was I was actually doing. But I did it.
It's impressive. I charge £60 an hour for this.
Yeah.
That new ability. If you by chance get lost in the stupid jokes, Christmas cracker nonsense, then I do offer 50% package. And you can join me. It becomes a pyramid scheme after that. You get lost in the sauce, you join my pyramid scheme, and I'll help you out to get more people lost in our sauce.
What's the name of your company?
Bean Talks.
Bean Talk. Oh, I knew it'd have to be something like that.
Yeah, it had to be.
It had to be. So, I mean, what do we do now? What's next? How do we proceed? We've talked about beans. I can't remember what the topic was. It definitely wasn't what did Jack do with the beanstalk, was it? So
It's about yawning.
it was about yawning.
Do you find it rude if someone yawns?
Yeah.
Yeah. How good are we for time?
We've got 10 minutes, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah, with the yawning thing, I used to find it annoying when people thought it was rude. When you try to stifle a yawn, more does come. And then, being in the IT environment, I found more and more whenever you go to class, people like, they used to say at the start, if you got a yawn, just yawn, I don't take it badly. And it's like, thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, to be honest with you, I've never seen anybody be offended by me yawning. I mean, I'm not going to stifle it, but I'm going to if I'm yawning, I'm not going to just mouth open.
I've had it sometimes. I had it sometimes when people really thought I wasn't interested. It's like, no, I'm just tired, but I heard exactly what you said. I'm not tired or bored or anything. It doesn't mean that. It's just like I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, and yawning is contagious as well. Just talking about yawning is making me want to yawn.
It's triggering my jaw. I feel it coming up.
I feel it. It's happening.
It's weird. Yawns can be triggered. You have a yawn triggered by animals as well,
Yeah,
or vice
yeah.
versa.
When my
That's
dog
the-
used
that's
to
the
yawn,
weird
I used
one.
to yawn as well.
It's
Or
like,
when I used to yawn, the dog used to yawn. So it must
Yeah,
be
it's-
like a human thing.
no, is it a mental thing? Why do we yawn?
Why do we yawn? That is a great
I know,
question.
I know,
that I've
I know.
never
We're
really thought of.
yeah. We express air, but like, what's the purpose of doing it in that way?
It happened. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the thing is. Is it like you're trying to stretch your muscles?
Yeah, why do we always have to make a sound? I mean, it's
Why,
not just
why does
like
it
a
make your
breath
voice so
sound,
deep?
it's a vocal sound as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never just like, ah, like blowing out. It's just,
The science behind yawning. We need an expert.
yeah. Is it
Let's
just a
find a
stretch of
yawning
jaw?
expert and bring them on the show. They have to sit through 60 minutes of us talking about beans, and then they can get onto something that they're like they've got a PhD in, and give them 5 minutes to quickly rattle through what yawning is, and then say, "All right, thank you, bye."
But I feel like they'll get tired from
Oh,
listening to us talk about beans, and then I can say they're rude for yawning in front
how
of
dare
me.
you? Yeah, this was the point of the topic, and you just proved us right.
Yeah.
Either that or that boring. It's a genuine response.
Yeah, I feel like with with how our conversations go, it's either you fall into place like actually, I think it's a it's a slope like the car, and it goes down. So one of us is the Mad Hatter, and the other one's the is it the Hare, and then everyone else is Alice in Wonderland.
Everybody else is okay. All right, fine, yeah. They're just here for the
Just
ride.
dropping in at our table, they're either going to get used to it, which eventually happens, or they're just going to try and run away.
Mate, they're here for the ride, yeah, and we're just carrying down on the slope, and they're just lucky that we haven't hit that metal box at the end just yet. We haven't crashed and burned.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. Maybe at some point. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll crash and burn. Should we try and do what are the remaining topics? Like, have we got something we could quick fire? I'm just thinking like we've probably got about 8 minutes left, if that. And I don't think I can extend yawning for 7 more minutes.
No, I can't either. Let's go with this one. So we won't spin the wheel, just like last week where we talked about sausages versus burgers.
Bonus topic.
Yeah. Bonus. Do you look forward to Black Friday sales?
No, because
Really?
it's useless. I don't know if you've seen this. Have you heard about Honey? You know, the add-on. It's a free browser extension.
I don't. I'm wary of it because I'm wondering how they make their money.
Yeah, right. Okay. So obviously not a sponsor, but if they want to, they can.
Yes.
But yeah, with Honey, you can see past trends on pricing on a website, and you can literally see where on Amazon, for example, they've dropped the price of something, or they've upped the price of something a couple of weeks beforehand, so that when Black Friday or the sales start, they can drop it back
just
down
disconnect it for a few-
to above where it was as 2 months prior. So it's like ends up being more expensive overall, and people just buy it up because it's like, oh, sale, it's 20% off. It wasn't before; it was this price before, but it wasn't really. Like 2 months back, it was even cheaper than it is now. So it's all
that's actually wasn't wasn't there a website for it? But Honey's also good because it brings up all the bloody vouchers and discounts it can find and tries to apply it straight away, right?
It sounds like such an advert.
Do you know how many times I've heard about
I know, right?
through my YouTube years? Like you've seen how much like Tom saw when I added him as a friend, or he added me on the Switch. He saw how many hours YouTube had. Yeah, it was like 200 or more, just in like a space of like whenever I started using the Switch properly. So,
So much YouTube. I've got YouTube Premium
why?
because I got it for free. I got it.
Free.
Yeah. I used to have Spotify with my Vodafone contract, but they said but they added YouTube Premium as one of the options, and I don't use Spotify that often anymore. So I switched it to that, and it's great not having adverts. I mean, because AdBlock works fine when you're on your PC, right? But the majority of the time when I'm watching stuff, it's on my phone or on my TV. So like it doesn't block it there. But it's so good. You just click on stuff. What I don't like is the fact that they've added another button to my TV that says YouTube Originals or whatever it is, and I always click on that instead of history now. It's a pain in the arse. But very very small pet peeve there.
Yeah.
What was our little bonus topic?
Do you look forward to
Black Friday?
sales?
No.
You know what? I actually am siding with you, not for the price reason, because almost every year I have two phases. It's one or the other. It's shit. I missed that option. I could have. Now it's just higher. Literally, the price is higher from a random shop, or it's I fucking add things to the basket. I don't buy it. Like, no, I don't really need it.
Yeah,
and I've wasted how many hours looking at sales? Like, yeah, it's like no, yes, no, or it's the other one where it's just shit. I should have bought it then.
You know what it is, right? It's totally like I get the idea behind it, right? The idea was that originally, at least, anyways, it's retailers trying to clear out their in America, trying to clear out their remaining stock before year end, right? Cool, makes sense. When you bring that over to the UK, when our financial years don't run like that, and you know the sort of regulations and things don't apply in the same way, and you can't just give discounts and stuff, then all it is essentially price gouging for the sake of selling stuff quickly before Christmas.
Yeah, honestly, that's all it is. And to be honest, I normally would just wait till Boxing Day or sometime in January.
Even the Boxing Day sales are just bullshit. It's just like, again, it's like price gouging for the sake of we've created this event where you can buy this stuff cheaper when realistically 2 weeks ago it was the same price.
I want them to have real Black Friday on fucking everything. I want to rush into Tesco's to buy 10p eggs that were organic. It's like just today until 12 p.m. you can get organic eggs for 10p. Like fucking yeah. Can you imagine how many people would be in supermarkets? I know it sounds stupid. Or what if online was 50% off everything, even like the premium meats, even the meats? Or you go in the store and you rush in, and it's 90% off every now and then.
You see, I would love this too.
Like general things you'd use.
It'd be amazing. Like I said, I would love this too. But the point is, with Black Friday, they still make money. You know, like the idea is they make more money. They're just clearing old inventory, whatever, or like they're buying, you know, lesser quality stock and selling at the same price. Tesco going, yes, 50% off eggs, is just going to lose the money, so they wouldn't do it. But I do like the idea.
I just want it to happen.
I just want it to happen as well. Well, you know what you could do? You could just steal stuff and then pay for it the next time, and it's 50% off.
Yeah. But like, even if it could have been,
Sorry.
I don't think they'd lose as much money if it was like an hour. Because like, if they can persuade people to rush down there, people are most likely to walk out with something, like stuff in their pocket because they stole it. No, I'm joking. But they're most likely, if once you hit a supermarket, if it is a big one and you can see all these sales going on, if it was all these goods and the normal Black Friday sales and like electronics and stuff, it's like the TVs are going fast, but I could get my grocery shopping at a percentage if I go quickly in 30 minutes.
If I go right now, then I could get my meat for dinner.
Yeah, like what if you could get ribeyes for like £2?
Well, I would think this, right, and I feel that this is the same across all sales, right? A sale is to incite you to buy something regardless of how much money is off that.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to spend that money to begin with, but now that there's a sale on, I'm more inclined to spend money because it's going to be cheap. So
yeah,
if there is a sale on for something that's like £2 less than it would have been otherwise, then they've won. Right? If I buy that, they've won. Because I wouldn't have bought it otherwise.
Or maybe not a Black Friday thing. How about like the first 10 people for like certain items, valuable items, so they don't lose too much money.
People
but it's a
would
good
kill
incentive.
each other over it.
It might actually help our situation.
Well, you saying incite massive crowds. People just pass the virus along to each other, and then it just culls the idiots who are willing to go to Tesco to fight over a television at half price.
Yeah, and if you weren't strong enough, then you're finished anyway.
then you just get caught in a stampede, so it's all good.
Yeah. It actually works out for everyone.
Wow. So over this episode, we've decided the following: beans, kill people in stampede, idiots go to stores with COVID, and a sleepy time. I don't know.
Springtime is
Springtime. That was the one. I got close to it. Springtime, beans, kill people. Have a good week, everybody.
Enjoy dessert.
Enjoy dessert. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, that's the craziest fucking one we've ever done yet. How many? 3 topics? 4.
Yeah, I guess technically 4.
No, I actually enjoyed that.